You gotta see these 4 new bandsaws we have. It's our new 3000 series. Come on over here, let me show you. It's behind all these crates and pallets we have sitting here. Look at this here. 4 brand new models. We have a 18-inch, we have a 16-inch, and then we have 2 14 inches. And one of those is the absolute best 14-inch saw ever made. This is the 18-inch. And again, all of these are from the 3000 series. It's a series that we consider within Laguna Tools a little bit, it's our value series. It's a little bit less than the heavy duty series. However, if you compare to other machines of the same specifications, they're going to be head and shoulders above them. Here on the 18-inch, again, when we say 18 or 16 or 14, we refer to the diameter of the wheel. On the 18-inch, we put a 4 horsepower motor on it. That means it's really quite a resawing beast also. It has 14 inches of capacity under the guides, and it is no problem to tackle a piece of 14-inch tall wood. It has rack and pinion tilt of the table. I'll show you that later on the 14. It's similar there. It has quick release blade tension. It has a foot brake, and that foot brake also has a micro switch, so that when you hit the foot brake, you also shut off the motor. That's nice because oftentimes you're operating the saw from over here and you are far from the off button. All you have to do is just hit the brake and everything shuts off. The 16 and the 18 are both very similar. They have quick rack and pinion tilt for the table. They have foot brake with off switch connected to it. Quick tension on the blade, blade tension indicator, and it has a 3 horsepower motor, and it has 12 inches of resaw capacity. Both of the 14-inch bandsaws have 14-inch of resaw capacity. We did that because of, again, bowl turners really like to have that extra height. And you can also resaw, of course, a 14-inch board, not with the same speed as you can on the 18-inch machine, but you can still do it here. The 1414 has a 2 horsepower motor, and the 1414, we call this the 1414 SUV, and that stands for souped up version. That has exactly the same features as the 18 and the 16. Foot brake with off switch, quick release tension, rack and pinion adjustment for the upper guide, and a geared trunnion so that you can tilt quickly and safely and accurately, no problem. I think I've already told you that when you see a bandsaw that has one of these weird things in the middle of the fence here, you need to get your roller skates on and get away from that machine, because what that thing is supposed to do here is supposed to be the pivot point so that you can chase the way the saw wants to cut. That is wrong. A bandsaw needs to cut just like a table saw, as straight and as clean as a table saw, with much less than half of the sawdust created, and much safer because the cutting action is down. No kickback on a bandsaw. When I go ahead here and start the machine, I have a Resaw King blade on it. You can just hear how it's really sounding fantastic. Now I'm going to go ahead and shut it off and show you. I know I've done this before, but it is the #1 question we get on bandsaws. That is actually the alignment of the fence to the blade, and this is what's called drift alignment. So when I'm cutting, you can see I'm actually looking at the back of the blade. Now I'm going to move the fence away a little bit. See, if I'm not going parallel to the way the blade wants to move or to cut, then I'm touching the back of the blade with my wood, and thereby pushing the blade out of alignment, and it's going to start either to go off on the outside of the wood or start what we call porpoising, and that's what you don't want. So it's important that the fence is in exactly the same line as the blade wants to cut. So I'll go ahead here, and I can see that the blade, the back of the blade, is not touching the wood on either side, and that means my alignment of the fence is perfect. Just look at that cut. Perfectly straight and flat, and it is also perfect where the nut is. You know, the hardness difference between on a piece of pine here and here is tremendous, and only a good bandsaw and a good bandsaw blade will cut completely straight like this. Okay, now let's try and make a resaw cut on a piece of nice walnut like this. Let me set up the fence. I'm gonna make a relatively thin piece of veneer here because that shows the accuracy of the cut. I got that set here. It's about 3/30 seconds, I would say. See, I have plenty of power. This is an 8-inch piece of walnut. Look at that. That was never an issue. Completely straight. That's fantastic. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot is this, the optional mobility kit that's available for all 4 saws. Just go ahead and put that under the bracket, put it where you want, the machine is ready. Get online and check out our new 3000 series of bandsaws. I'm sure one of these is going to fit you absolutely perfectly.